to tell y'all is this one. Watch it.
Emotional content.
Books black people need to buy now before they're banned. So if you already know this asshole is coming into office and shit, I'm about to give you a list of books to get for your family before they are no longer available. And if you could possibly scan them bitches and pass them on to somebody else. Because if I get a chance to, that's what I'm going to do. So, telling you right now, with Donald Trump in the White House and Republicans controlling the Senate, an increase in book bans is a serious threat. Oh, Lord Jesus. Good grief. So, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Okay, so this is a good book. It's an anti-racist book. That little girl, that Amanda Steinberg, yeah, she has a foreword in it to say that Angie Thomas novel The Hate You Give was a success would be a massive understatement. It held a place on the New York Times bestseller list for 50 weeks, received the Coretta Scott King Book Award, and was adapted into a feature film. But god dang you damn commercials. I see these damn websites. I swear to God. Anyways, but it also was the target of a whole lot of conservatives who looked to ban the book for violence, profanity, and being anti-law enforcement. The novel, inspired by Black Lives Matter movement, centers around a teenage girl who witnessed one of her childhood friends being pew-pewed by the police. So if you're interested in that book, you better go get it now. You got about 2 months. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Okay, if y'all don't know who Toni Morrison is, y'all need to go check your history up. Nobel Prize winner Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye is a classic piece of American literature and a work that solidified her place as one of our most beloved authors. But the novel is also heavily targeted by those who accuse the book of including offensive language and sexually explicit content. The book is consistently included on the American Library Association's annual list of most challenged books. Once again, The Bluest Eye. So if you're interested in some classics, The Bluest Eye is on the chopping board. The New Kid by Jerry Craft. Okay. Kid is racially ambiguous. The New Kid is a best-selling graphic novel for children. Author-illustrator Jerry Craft based the story on his own experience as a black kid attending a predominantly white school in New York City. But a public school district in Texas decided it promoted critical race theory and Marxism and voted to remove it from their library shelves. Once again, that book is The New Kid, not The New Kid, but New Kid by Jerry Craft. Go check that book out if you're interested in it, because it's on the chopping board. Next book, Young, Gifted, and Black, Meet 52 Black Heroes from the Past and the Present. I will be trying to get that book. It is by Jamia Wilson, illustrated by Andrea Pippins. Who knows what history lessons will be like in American schools if conservative lawmakers try to whitewash the curriculum? Young, Gifted, and Black is a compilation of easy-to-digest biographies of African Americans who have made a significant impact on history, including Nelson Mandela, Shirley Chisholm, and Mae Jemison, geared towards readers between grades 2 and 8. So if you got an elementary school kid all the way to middle school, you might want to check that book out. God dang it. We don't hear enough about Shirley Chisholm. Shit. Hearing more about her than I did when I was in school. Next book, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I might say that wrong. So there goes most of her name right there. Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart centers around the reality of life in Nigeria during the turn of the 20th century and the impact of colonization. Since the publication, the book has sold 20 million copies. It said sold twice. That's what's fucking me up. Has sold 20 copies, has been translated into 57 languages. Former President Barack Obama called it a true classic of world literature. But in 2012, it was added to the list of books challenged by Texas schools because of the way it depicts the consequences of colonialism. Can we just remember that these are the same dumbasses that have a senator that bounced out the whole fucking state when it was freezing and took his ass to Mexico? Y'all actually voted this dumbass back in. Y'all love to hurt yourself, don't you? Tell me you don't care about me and see what the fuck I do. Y'all gonna sit your ass up there and vote that dumbass back in. Stamped Racism, Anti-Racism, and You by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. And there's the book right there. The remix of the National Book Awarding Stamp from the beginning. Stamp Racism, Anti-Racism, and You by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi found its way on the LAL's top 10 most challenged books list in 2020. It because of a statement the author made in public. It was also hit with claims that it contains selective storytelling incidents and isn't inclusive on racism against all people. All right, I want you to go find an actual competent white person that experienced blatant racism that is willing to tell their story with no consequences, and it better be a clear example. I do actually have a clear example of a white person having racism against them. It was the dumbest shit in the world, and we set them up. But I don't think she's gonna come up and talk about it in public. So yeah, there you go. The more shit you hear about is the more people talking about it. Have you ever thought about that? Anyways, Crown, an ode to the fresh cut by Derek Barnes. Oh, that's a cool looking book right there. Crown, an ode to the fresh cut, isn't a target of book banners, but it is a great book for parents of young readers to have in their home library. Derek Barnes' rhythmic picture book explains the magic of the black barbershop and how a fresh cut can make anything, almost anything, better. You're a star, a brilliant, blazing star, not the kind that you'll find on a sidewalk in Hollywood. Nope. They're going to have to wear shades when they look up to catch your shine, he writes. So that's a good book, even though it's not being banned. Don't know why they put that on that list. Got people scared of shit. I remember this book. This Is Your Time by Ruby Bridges. I remember seeing this book. If there's one thing conservatives don't like, it's kids learning about racial injustice. I'm so sick of this. And that's why This Is Your Time made a list of books Texas lawmakers targeted for investigation in 2021. At age 6, Ruby Bridges made history as the first black child to integrate an all-white public elementary school in New Orleans. In the book, she recalls her experience for young readers and leaves them with a message of hope. I remember that book. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I Am Enough by Grace Byers. I believe I've seen this book too. I think I was looking at it to have someone read when I was teaching. Empire star Grace Byers' New York Times bestseller I Am Enough is a beautiful picture book written to instill confidence and pride in young readers ages 3 to 7. Like the bird, I'm here to fly and soar high over everything, she writes. Check it out before we end up losing it, apparently. Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Let's see here now. Ralph Ellison's 1952 novel Invisible Man tells the story of young college graduated black man who is struggling to find his identity. The narrator is purposely nameless to emphasize the experience of being a black man in America. The book caused a controversy in a Washington school district in 1994 after parents raised concerns about violence and profanity included in the book. The thing I don't think people seem to understand is that if you don't learn about this shit, the shit could happen again and nobody will be ready for it. Like the shit we're dealing with now. Anyways, Memphis Martin and the Mountaintop, The Sanitation Strike of 1968 by Alice Faye Duncan. Here's a look at the book. Woo, that girl got some nostrils. Anyways, Memphis Martin and the Mountaintop tells the story of a young girl whose father participated in the Memphis sanitation worker strike in 1968 and how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. helped advance their cause. The strike was led by black sanitation workers fighting for higher pay and safer working conditions after two black workers were unalived by unsafe equipment. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't be working that shit either. Hell no. I went to a damn orientation and motherfuckers told me I had to stay in the damn car for over 12 hours. I was like, I bet you I won't. Hidden Figures, the true story of four black women and the space race by Margot Lee Shelterly. Why would you want to come and ban this shit? I saw the movie. It was wonderful. It's never too early to start teaching your kids about the amazing contribution black people have made everywhere. Hidden Figures is the inspiring true story of four black female mathematicians whose work at NASA helped launch men into space. Man, I'm telling you right now, if they come for these damn books, they need their ass whooped. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And if you don't know that damn book, you need your ass whooped too. By Maya Angelou. Can't believe I fucked up with that. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is Maya Angelou's first memoir. In the book, she writes beautifully about her childhood after being sent to live with her grandmother in a small town in the South. Oh, I know how that feels. Angelo personal stories, including those of her abuse at the hands of an older man. Although the book is autobiographical, it stays on the banned book list that accuse it of anti-white and including sexual explicit content. How the hell? If it happened, it happened. Oh, Lord. How you gonna say something? How you gonna hide? It happened, okay? Just like motherfuckers tried to use babies as bait for alligators in Florida. It happened. It's disgusting. It's sick, but it happened. You can't change it. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. That's another name I heard a lot of when I was growing up. Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God is a classic piece of American literature and a powerful love story. The book was challenged by the school district in Virginia in 1997 by a parent who took issue with the book's language and sexual explicitness. Yeah, okay. If you say so. If you ain't seen what some of these damn middle schoolers and high schoolers and shit, the damn elementary schoolers, I done heard some kids talk. I'm like, the fuck? How old are you? In the bathroom, talking about who kissing who, and we talking about some like experimentation shit. These kids don't even know them damn selves. They ain't even got grass on the field. Anyways, The Devil You Know, a Black Power Manifesto by Charles Blow. Why does that name sound familiar? The panorama and the aftermath of the unaliving of George Floyd inspired journalist and author Charles Blow to write The Devil You Know, a book that calls on African Americans to consider another great migration from the North to Republican-held states in the South in order to have a greater impact on the country's elections. The book was the inspiration for the HBO documentary South to Black Power. In light of the recent election results, this book is definitely worth a read. I'm considering going to get that damn book. I should have stayed my ass in Louisiana. No, never mind. I still been in a red state and still fucked over. Never mind. I already know. Louisiana is, I don't know what y'all think. And if you're overseas watching this shit, let me clue you in on some shit. Every fucking state has a different culture. And real talk, not all of them are inclusive. A lot of southern fucking states it's us against you, just like in Asia. Because I did some research on that before I went to Korea and Japan. Forget you. Anyways, The Moment by Bakari Sellers. This man has a huge head. I'm just saying. Anyways, shortly after the George Floyd's unaliving, Bakari Sellers was set to talk about it on CNN, but he became so emotional that it was hard for him to speak. After catching his breath, his eloquent and heartfelt comments got us all choked up. The specific moment did not only go viral, it was heard across the world and set the stage in his new book for smart conversations and narratives on why we must stay informed with the past, alert about the present, and prepared to create our own future. And that is the meaning of woke. You bastards bastardized it, but that is the meaning of woke. In the moment, Sellers writes about the real impact of government policies and how disparities in everything from healthcare to educating to policing affect the black community. Good grief. Who let these motherfuckers know about woke? I'm just irritated. It's been years, but y'all fuckers, I'm still not over it. Y'all just take and take and take. You done fucked up pop culture. See, I don't like pop. Pop culture done fucked up everything. Barracoon by Zora Neale Hurston. Wow, that's a picture. I'd like to draw that. Anyways, Barracoon is Zora Neale Hurston's powerful conversation with 86-year-old Cujo Lewis, one of the last known survivors of the Atlantic slave trade. Oh, God. Dang. How old was she when she wrote with him? Hurston writes about her 1927 trip to Plateau, Alabama, to hear Lewis's first-hand account of his experience being captured in Africa and brought to America as a slave 50 years after slavery was outlawed in the United States. God dang. Ah, wow. Didn't know about that. Gonna have to read that book. Definitely gonna have to read that damn book. The 1916 Project by Nicole Hannah Jones. Apparently, there's a series on Hulu. The 1619 Project is a frequent target of book bans and challenges around the country, but Nicole Hannah Jones' best-selling book should be required reading for every American. The book beautifully examines the impact of slavery on every aspect of today's America. And if you honestly ask me, I really feel like a lot of politicians should probably have to read different books from different fucking environments and groups to just know firsthand, if possible, what the fuck you're about to fuck up if you don't know. But anyways, we're now up to my newest part. And once again, if you think I'm ignoring you, I am not. I don't see shit in my damn, speech area. I've seen a few of y'all popping up in there. I'm not ignoring y'all. I love y'all, but I don't see what the hell y'all saying, because StreamYard ain't showing it. I don't know if that's because of maybe YouTube, but if I need to, I'm gonna go check out and see my chat doc, because I shut it out because it was taking up space. But if I need to bring it back, I'll bring it back, because I want to see what y'all are saying, if y'all are saying anything. I hate ignoring people. Let me see here now. Block docs, custom browser docs. Give me a second. I'm gonna be with y'all in just a moment. I'm just trying to figure out. There we go. YouTube live control panel. God damn. No, I'm not signing into that shit. If I can't get it, I'll have to figure that shit out later. I ain't got time for it. But anyways, check out my commercial if you like what I'm doing. If I'm telling you anything, if I'm waking your ass up, please like, share on your social media. Help me get my words out, because like I said, I'm fluctuating. I'm losing people, I'm getting people. I'm getting people, I'm losing people. It is what it is, but help me out. So here go my commercial though.